Hi, this is Mia. Happy summer solstice. Um, I need some juice. My throat hurts. Should have done that. I bought a big thing of juice, and I don't want to have it go bad. I don't really like buying pre-made juice, but I'm not in the city. Jamba Juice. I used to get after church. I used to get a carrot juice. Or did I get a carrot juice? I get a carrot juice and 1 or 2 ounces of wheatgrass juice on a cup of ice. The cup inside of a cup of ice. Because that was hard to drive on that, and they stopped selling the wheatgrass juice, and I was getting carrot juice, and then it's like on the west side at the mall, they only had the only raw juice they had. So it's called Jamba Juice, but now they call it Jamba. It used to be called Jamba Juice, and now all you get is orange juice if you're lucky, because they'd be like, oh, we don't do wheatgrass. That could be somewhere else. Like, oh, I wish you did wheatgrass. But they have wheatgrass shots, I think, like pre-made, refrigerated chemicals. Like, I don't want that, you know? So I am inside my apartment. The ceiling is leaking. The wall is dripping. A huge bubble formed in the wall. I don't think I got a picture of that, which was stupid because it's gone. There's a puddle on the floor. The electrical outlet is under where the puddle is. This whole wall is all bubbled up right here. That's all bubbled up. The TV is close to this stuff. So I had to clean off this table, which was part of my to-do list, was to clean off this freaking table. So now it's clean. Let me see what's on there. Something gross on it. Let me look and see what it is. My God, tell me that's not a big bug. I don't know. Oh, I think it's kale. There's kale. This thing is so greasy, this dehydrator. I buy it, and if you get a dehydrator, and you get a cheaper one, if you get any kind of dehydrator, be warned that, I'm going to clean these trays. Be warned that I just kicked the box. Daggone it. That the plastic in the heat and the drying causes the plastic to be brittle pretty easily. I've had 2 different brands that have broken. The Excalibur and this one, whatever this round one is. And the one I have now is plastic. Hi, I turned on the resolution of the camera, I think. I had done a video chat with three other people last night on this computer, and my video was really bad. The light, like someone else was a little bit like Play-Doh looking a little bit, but I don't know what happened to mine. It was like diffused light, like the color was not good. I don't feel that well. It might be because I've been eating garlic, and it sticks to my mucous membranes. My ophthalmologist, I don't know if she's an ophthalmologist, but she said, I think she was like, you need to get worked up for your sinuses. And I know, she's like, do you have allergies? Like, yeah, food allergies. Most of the food I get at Whole Foods is not gluten-free. So the raw foods I eat that are nuts also say nuts or other nuts. Sometimes I don't know about peanuts, wheat. You know, it's probably got corn. If it has wheat, it probably has corn, but they don't say that as a common allergen. Milk or dairy, eggs, and whatever else. I don't know about shellfish. I don't have, so the corn, the tapioca, I don't know, it's kind of weird. People are like, why don't you talk to your pharmacist about your allergies to medication? Like, do they even know? Did they sit at home or sit in pharmacology school and say magnesium stearate is usually derived from pork? So people with either a pork, I know someone with a pork allergy, someone with a pork allergy or a religious reason for not wanting pork, or a vegan or vegetarian is not going to want that, and their meds have that on there besides the gelatin. If they do something kosher and they call it beef gelatin for natural stuff, it also had like grain alcohols in it. With tamales, Somali Muslims did not want the alcohols, and you try to tell them, you start talking about sugar alcohols with the Muslim population that I talk to, and they're gonna be, I don't want any alcohol. Like, do you realize like your shampoo has alcohol, like cetyl alcohol, and sugar alcohols and xylitols, and like you can barely get cereal without, like, it used to be like straight sugar, and like the school lunches, and you see that they put the sugar and the artificial sweetener in it. Some milks and juices are the same thing. I choose a lesser of evils. I'm not an advocate of eating sugar. People that cut out sugar say that it's cheating to eat honey. I eat honey. I'm drinking juice. I eat fruit. But artificial sweeteners, my mother did Sugar Twin, and that took a lot of. She had a lot of Sugar Twin, like a huge box, yellow box in the cabinet at all times, and um, artificial sweetened sweets. And she literally got leukemia, and I don't know if that's why, but I do remember seeing the warning. I believe they did have a warning on the box. I can't find Sugar Twin. I finally, last time I looked for over 10 years online for Sugar Twin and cancer rates and stuff, and it's like you can't find a picture. You couldn't find a picture of it. I found a couple things before. It's got to have a different name, but it's like, are you kidding me? Anyways, I got left behind because my partner, my boyfriend, he didn't like to use that terminology, partner. I just say partner as it's the first time I've been in a long-term relationship since I've been married. And it's pretty much the longest relationship I've ever been in my life, besides being married, like before my marriage, where like guys disappear, come and go, it was like they'd come and go. They weren't like, so this is kind of like the first real like boyfriend besides my ex-husband that I had. And it's weird, and I'm sober, and I still feel disposable. I don't like that feeling at all. Um, but as far as the Sugar Twin, I don't know what the other artificial sweeteners, the pink, the blue, the yellow little packets. But I cannot tolerate sugar. I do not want it. Can lower your immune system for hour or two or more after you ingest it. Eat it. I say eat it because I'm thinking just eating like cereal with sugar, but it's like it's in pasta sauce, it's in breads, it's in drinks. Um, you might say I would avoid sugar and just drink soda with corn syrup and not get the sugar. Like if I was getting soda for my kids, which I rarely do, I would choose the one with sugar in it over the one with um, high fructose corn syrup. But then what about regular corn syrup? High fructose is more foreign to the body than fructose. So it's really, for me, I have a corn allergy. I don't want corn starch. They supposedly put cornstarch on turkeys to keep the turkey skin from sticking to the plastic wrapping. That's not on the label. like you wonder why I was like, why I was eating meats, chicken, turkey. I was getting more sick on chicken, and then I was getting sick on eggs. Eggs happened when I was pregnant with my daughter. Well, apple juice had severe stomach ache to apple juice when I was a kid. And eggs, I could eat eggs after my daughter was born. I think it always had to be brown eggs. Like occasionally you ever go, like you get a double egg from someone. Oh my god, I loved them. Or not really a double egg. You get an egg. You get some kind of salad from the grocery store, Cobb salad with the bacon and the egg. Wouldn't I like love to eat that right now with the dressing and everything? Blue cheese, extra chunky. Oh my god! And those like croutons with the spice or with the flavors, the buttery croutons. Real bacon bits, fake. Give me the fake ones too. Those ones have their own flavor. And you know that other stuff? My dad used to buy this, or my parents. It's the crunchy salad mix. I think it's like crispy soybeans, like they're cut in half, and there's just a bunch of crispy stuff, maybe spices or onion. I don't know what it is. And you know it sounds good. I never did that. I don't think sesame sticks, like the little sesame snack that they had like the perfect crunch and the perfect taste. Like it's not too salty, kind of salty. Anyways, one of my traumas that I deal with is being left behind, particularly for fishing trips. So I think I've been left behind on fishing trips more than I've actually gone on fishing trips. A lot of the time, I don't know there's a fishing trip being formed in front of me, and my partner will, oh yeah, I just gotta stop using that term. My boyfriend will put his pants on and shoes on and be like, "What are you doing?" Like I would just get, "Oh, I'm gonna sit down, check my email, eat something," and he's like, "We're supposed to be leaving. Someone's coming here." Like I had no idea that, like, I had no idea. It's not like somebody's standing at the door with their fishing hat and their tackle box saying, "Okay, I'm going for," it's like I had no idea. If you're on the phone texting your friend or you're talking to them, how the heck am I supposed, like, I will sound like a hypocrite or a liar because I'll be like, I can sense what that person's thinking about me because of the way they look or the way they talk or the fact they did say something rude to me. But it's like people close to me, I don't want to kind of be psychic with them because you're with sometimes for months on end, weeks, days on end without a break from each other at all. Barely in the bathroom, which you can hear everything that happened. Like you could still sense their presence, and it's like it's like watching this blood, whatever it's called, True Blood show with these different characters, phenomenon like fairies and werewolves and panthers and all this changers and vampires, all these creatures. It's like, and the humans, it's like the humans on the vampire blood. It's like, oh yeah, now they have the Wicca followers, and then it's like, oh, this thing would make me sound crazy, but you can be intuitive, you can sense people can read my facial expressions and my body language to feel something. You can see when people get scared if they're in a predominantly white neighborhood and you walk through a park on your lunch break to get exercise because you see your scale gone up 13 pounds and they have their dogs wagging his tail at you, the baby's cooing at you, like on a baby carrier, and the mother will look up and exclaim, and you're like, what? Is there something scary around? Is there a spider on my head? Is there an axe coming? Is somebody coming after me with a hammer to my brain? Like, you look around, it's me. Oh, I'm black. It didn't take long to realize that. Now the dog is, and the baby starts crying because they are sensitive to her, and she did not feel danger. So if you were blind, and I'm not blind, so forgive me. Let's say if you're blindfolded, and somebody came up to you, like me, and there's, oh my God, there's all these rose bushes. Let me get a picture for my kid. Oh, what time is it? I got to go to work. Oh, I have a date on Friday. Oh, I'm excited. What am I gonna wear? And you see that lady over there. I hope she keeps her dog on her leash. That baby, bless you. Look. Sometimes you look at babies like, you're in a predominantly white neighborhood, going to predominantly white schools. You might not see many black people. You might not see, your doctor might not be black. The person at your store might not be black. Your teacher might not be black. It's highly unlikely that they will be and where you are. I'm a safe person. You don't want to come into age 21 and go to some city in the South and see black people be terrified just because of not knowing. This just because complete difference. If you see something like, oh, that's another person. You see someone's pet is like a aardvark or some weird thing you never heard of, some kind of weird rodent, you're like scared. But if you're like, oh, it's a hedgehog. I've seen pet hedgehogs before, you're not scared. You're not like that scared, like startled, like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Is that safe? Is that supposed to be there? it's like you can still be fearful, like, oh, is that hedgehog gonna poke me, or is that a dog? Is it gonna bite me? You know, you can have these different individual case by case, but not as a whole group. And imagine you got a blindfold on, and so that person looking at you, skin color, scaring herself and her dog and her baby. And if she has a girl, boyfriend, or a partner, or mom, or something with her, they're gonna see the family's reaction, and the baby start crying, and the dog is barking now. They're gonna run over and be like, "What did this lady do to you?" "Oh, she stopped to smell the roses on our freaking lunch break, fool." Like, so you have this sensation if somebody comes up to you and you don't see them, you don't judge them by look, but you sense danger. And people like my boyfriend would be like, "You are making that up." No. How many times have I been sexually assaulted? How many times have I been hurt? How many times have I gotten hit by a fist that belonged to someone else? You can still sense it, whether someone was to punch me or the person next to me. You can sense that coming. Besides seeing that, you can sense that. And I got punched by somebody's. God, please take care of it. It's like, I need vengeance. God, please take care of that. That should have been, I should have reported it. I reported a couple of things in school where people did me wrong, and I got in trouble because they did me wrong. My son did the same thing. He got in trouble for being done wrong. I would like to say that sometimes you sense it, and you could do an experiment and see. Maybe it's not me, and you could sense someone. That person could be white skinned, wearing a suit, carrying a briefcase or a laptop bag, got a nice car coming out with a baby. And they could be a serial killer trying to come back, trying to get you in the bushes so they could cut your throat, And it's me looking at the roses, and you would be scared. There's so many puddles. I hear frogs up there in the front. I can't explain it, but what you see is what you see. You can't judge a book by its cover. That's the point. And if people don't give people a chance, people whose kids are born right now, today, they need to find out and teach their kids that there's different types of people. I'm not just saying black and white either. Hispanic, Asian, there's religions, Catholics, Muslims, Jewish people, Christians, atheists, people that have their own. I was talking about Wicca. What in the world is this bird doing? Is that even, that's like huge. It's either one bird on top of another. Oh, it's a squirrel. I was like, there's no way that it's one bird pulling all that weight on this branch. He's like at the end of a freaking thing. So I got left. I missed my Juneteenth. Oh crap, I forgot this fingernail was broken. I missed my Juneteenth celebration class. It was on for 3 hours today. I missed a CE 6 or 7 hours of CEU hours I missed today. I should just put it on my computer. I don't think sometimes. I was trying to have time with my partner, with my boyfriend. I keep saying the wrong word. And it's so it's like I don't know what to expect. I'm not trying to depend upon the vehicle that's being shared. If it's something like my Tuesday or Saturday meeting, then I say I want to use the car during those times. But like when I was going to meetings in person on the AA groups, the one I was going to is Monday through Friday at 12 to 1. And then there's different groups. There's groups in the morning, which I never went to. There's the noon group. There's the some evening groups that I started going to. Women's group I started going to. Saturday, Sunday. It's either Friday or Saturday, I think, or Sunday at this one church. 2 different groups, but they were at the same time. I haven't gone to the NA. I wouldn't mind going. I don't know what they're going to do outside. I didn't think about this if it rains. It's like the last thing I thought that I was thinking about. I'm gonna charge my computer for a few minutes, and if I see thunder and lightning, I will turn it off. Hear lightning, see lightning, hear thunder. I have to get rid of all of my packaging supplies. So there's a problem with us both trying to get jobs, and they're not working out. And his worked out for a while, and there's something weird that happened with both of us. Suit up and show up, and then when it's time to give our work in exchange for pay, it disappears. And I'm struggling trying to get a doctor's note to work one job, and so I just have to. I've been calling. I talked to them like 2-3 times last week about it, and they're like, refusing. And what can I do? So was refusing, and I have insurance that pays for one practitioner. They had me assigned to a pediatrician, and I had to change it, and they said you can only change it like once a year or something, your provider. So it's not. And I was trying to change it before the name got on my card, like before the card got printed. When they sent me something, as I called that place, like I noticed online that this doctor works at a pediatrics clinic. Like, do you see women? Adult women? Like, no, that she said, I don't know. Every patient gets that on there. Maybe that's their way of keeping us from changing. Because you change once, now you can't change. But it's not fair, I think, to go to somebody who's disrupting your life. Because you're us trying to build a relationship. But if you don't like someone the first appointment or the first, second, third appointment, it's easier now, I guess, because my expectations went down really low. That's like a 12-step thing. That's like something new for me. My expectations went down so low that I'm not worried. Maybe that's why I'm not crying right now about the fishing. It's because my expectations are so low that I'm not worried about it. Ew, I had a Band-Aid on my finger. I should take a shower. There's all these things I could do. So they were supposed to go out when the rain stopped. It hasn't stopped. And they're not even going on the shore. They're going in a boat, and there's thunder and lightning, and it's dark, and it's the solstice. It was really bright this morning. I had my eyes dilated Wednesday, and I had my corneas checked, and the dye was still bad Wednesday and Thursday. Then I drove somewhere Friday, but thank God it was in the morning, because then I realized my eyes were not. It didn't feel like they were adjusting. Like when you come inside and it's darker, it takes it takes a few seconds for you to be able to see in the dark. But I wasn't even outside coming inside. I was like looking out the window and coming in, and I couldn't see for a long time. I was like, oh my God, like I was like walking around, feeling my way around the room. So today it seemed abnormally bright this morning. It was sunny. It was blue, puffy, white cloud, blue sky. Came in. My partner's like, I was gonna leave the windows open. He's like, are those rain clouds? I'm like, my body says yes. I didn't really necessarily look up at rain clouds, but I sensed it getting darker, and so that was around 10:30 this morning, 10:45, and something told me put the windows up, because even if you stare out the window all day, if it starts dumping rain, the last thing you want to do is get dressed, throw your coat on, put your shoes on, run downstairs and put the windows up. Like, it's gonna get wet by then. Even if, like, and a lot of times you're gonna be sitting here distracted by a video game or the TV, and you're gonna be like, look outside, like, oh my God, it's been raining for half an hour. Sometimes that happens. Frogs. But I felt like it was abnormally bright. My daughter did remind me that the solstice is coming up. It should be bright this week. I'm like, oh yeah. Because it's like, what is it? The wintertime, the sun is closer to the earth. And so that's why it only shines on your day for a few hours. So in the winter, if I'm wrong, in the summer, the sun is farther from earth, but the sun's rays. And think about what you think about God and creation and random. and being created by adaptation or evolutionary change in a creature to turn us into us. And people will say that apes are from similar to us. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I heard that corn was close to human, ancient maize and human, but I heard that in my biology class. Don't quote me. I do not have the book in front of me. I don't even know if it's in the book. But I'm allergic to corn. Sometimes, like pig, I react strongly to pork, except for cured pork, except for like pepperoni. Regular old uncured pork will make me and my son argue. So I wonder if it's like eating like causes an immune response that's wacko that makes me anxious or something like cannibal type. Because you can get a pig heart or a pig valve and different pig parts and compatible when you can't get a human heart part. So I'm just thinking of it's pouring down raining right now. I'm so mad at my partner, but we haven't been away from each other all week, so it's probably, oh, there's something here. There's black-owned businesses that people are trying to get people to buy from black-owned business. Like someone bought a 4-pack, open 4-pack of underwear for me. I was like, thank you. And they got the item like $3.75 off. I paid full price. This stupid Walmart. This was a 6-pack of underwear. I tried a pair on, they're too small. Because I didn't realize I got the briefs or whatever instead of the bikini cuts. Well, not briefs, but the other kind that don't fit. There's a kind that like rides low, but it goes out like kind of like a rectangle instead of like a bikini shape. There was only 5 pairs in that pack, and I got that like during the quarantine, so I tried one on and it was too small, and I just like sometimes my partner was like, you should try it on in the dressing room, like, because you can get clothes, like, then that's kind of gross, because then I'd have to like leave it somewhere in a pile. I mean, if you could buy, I mean, that's kind of gross, like swimsuits. You can buy a swimsuit that someone wore with a piece of paper. It's taped to the inside. That's not even covering. Like, they should wrap that sucker up in like something surgical, like something thick that you can't even put a needle through. Like, oh my god. Like, but in a pair of pants, the same thing. If someone tries on a pair of pants not wearing underwear, you don't know. You get mites and crabs and cooties and dripping sore. Like, this is intimate. This is an intimate world that we live in. But I should be glad that I get to be home. I had to clean all that stuff up, so I have a box here. That table's almost clean. I should be able to clean the other 1, 2, 3, 4 trays for the dehydrator, and then wipe the top and the bottom down. That's going to take me freaking 2 days, probably. I figured I would do 1 tray at a time. I could put them up here. Yeah, I'll just do 1 tray at a time. And then that way, that'll be off the table. I can wipe it down. The ceiling's still dripping. There's a lot of water. It was splashing. So I have to dump that down the toilet. I want to dump it outside. I gotta take a walk. I didn't even check the mail. When the rain lightens up in a few minutes, I'll go check the mail. Least I can do. I'll be drenched. I've been wearing these pants. They have dust inside. I'm just catching up on everything. But I was doing this Juneteenth celebration that was free. I kind of want to donate money. There's a doctor on there. I think she was a naturopath. I'm not sure. I let myself watch TV with my boyfriend, and he knew that I was doing this. I didn't know if he was going to sleep or be awake. And then it's like, I know how it feels if he's doing something for 3 hours and we're not, like, I don't know if he was interested in doing this together. So I missed that. And I feel like I sacrificed a lot. I haven't done a bunch of billing. I sacrificed a lot for men. And I don't like that about myself. It's an embarrassing secret that I'm telling the entire world. but there's not many views on this channel. It's an embarrassing secret that and then these guys will say that I'm a brat and that they're getting me food and helping me get clothes, even if I'm paying for it. It was like they drove me there. I offer to drive myself or order it, but there's definitely give take. It's not like you're just taking everything from me and like keeping me, I get in debt, I don't get my job, I don't get enough sleep, I don't eat and drink the way that I want, I don't use the toilet the way that I want, I don't do my extracurricular activities and my business related activities. And at other times I feel like it's God trying to teach me balance, because then when you know you have an opportunity to do some of your work, that you get your freaking work done, like right now when they're out. So sometimes it's like with kids, you think you're getting stuff sucked from you. The kids are at school, they're going to be out of school in 2 hours, and you have the day off from work. You got to finish up at laundromat, or you got to at least get started so that you can pick them up and go back and get out of there as fast as possible. There's no bathroom, no food. You got to get out of there as quickly as possible. So I think about that sometimes, that basic like just being. Well, I hope he gets a rockfish, by the way. That's what he's been wanting. I hope he gets what he's been. That opened June 1st. It's already the 20th. So I was thinking about the light, and I saw this some doctor, some yogi light. I was a seeker of the light. I used to call myself a sun chaser, and I don't know if other people use that. In Oregon, it's like 2016. I feel like I was chasing the sun. I was out and about. I love wearing tank tops. It makes me, when I look at myself in the camera, it makes me look adventurous. So I'm like, what have I been doing for a week sitting in bed? That's not very adventurous. But there's times in my life where you have your vehicle, you have a place to go. A lot of it, for my personal situation, I go to meetings, 12-step meetings, besides work and school. There's something about the meetings for me, and I think people will say, you're substituting one thing for another. If I'm driving down the street in the middle of the night, are you going to be happy that I substituted alcohol for a 12-step meeting where I got in a circle and held hands and prayed and read a book and gave some phone number out to someone who's struggling and told some kid happy birthday that was there? Or are you going to want me to have my first habit, which was drinking or driving under the influence? Even if I didn't drive under the influence, if you wake up afterwards, your brain is mush, you know what I mean? So people poke fun of it, but think about, someone can have a habit of a bank thief, and then the person can have a habit of leaving cookies on people's porches in their neighborhood, just, safe cookies, not clean or store-bought, like just to be generous, just to be welcome to the neighborhood, secret Santa, you know what I mean? Rather than someone could say, you're obsessed, you spend up all your money doing that. It's like, well, when they were robbing banks, they didn't spend up their money, but they did spend up your money, that your bank fees go up because the bank has been robbed, But I think when you struggle to quit drinking, to quit smoking, and you get into 12-step meetings, and you get into recovery Buddhist meetings and groups, social groups. Someone liked to talk politics, and she liked to go to a art class with older women, just talk politics. And a lot of places are like safe space. We don't need to talk politics. But she got an outlet. She was an older retired lady. She got an outlet for doing that. And she had a child. One of her older, her kids are older because she's an older woman. It's not forced. It's a choice. It's an extracurricular activity. I'm gonna push stop, and I'm gonna do a little bit of like punches and stuff. I would like to try to, I like to try to keep up my, at least the motions of my martial arts, like slow mo. After that car accident, like those motions turn into like Tai Chi. Not that Tai Chi or Qigong is very easy. Like because it's like you're holding a motion. It's not easy, really. It's like yoga. Yoga looks, and I had made the mistake in yoga class talking about doing certain stretches because I grew up doing a lot of stretching exercises as an athlete, and it's very similar to me as yoga, without the spiritual aspect of it. But it's like going into those yoga poses in Portland in 2019 in that bright room. The one lady had eye problems, so she shut the blinds, and the air conditioner one day was cranked up. Someone had to leave. They asked for warm clothes. Like, I don't have anything. I usually have, I probably had something in the car. But I was thinking they sell socks and crap downstairs. They're probably like $36 a pair, but whatever. But yeah, you remember the wooden floors and the plants, and of course there's be people's hair and dust. Someone's like, did anyone dust this morning? Oh crap, were we supposed to dust? But there was no, it's like you get a big dustpan, a professional one, or dust broom. And it's like, where are you supposed to, it's like, you're supposed to go take that outside and shake it. Like, there's no dustpan big enough. Like, maybe there should be like a strip that's like a vacuum that like sucks it, like cleans the bottom of it. Because it's like, it ends up in the corner. And if you're late, you end up in the corner with the dust from 60 days worth of dust that's just been sitting there growing people's hair and who else, what else. But I remember being in that class and occasionally get the sun's rays shining down on me and just being with my head close to my ankles or whatever position, you might be in. I'm talking about their gurus and their holidays and the spiritual words and these Sanskrit skirt words. And thinking before that of how I'm having a hard time now finding the Everest videos, when there's a few videos of some of the hikers going through, like, was it Namche Bazaar? Before that, plane ride to base camp Everest. There's the temples, and there's the prayer teams, and there's the women and men, nuns, I guess, besides the Sherpas and their spiritual belief of, going to this mountain with great respect, and then seeing these temples and the incense and the all that goes with that. It's just amazing to me to think about that. It's just reminding me, my plant is looking horrible. I'm thinking of burning sage. My plants are looking horrible down here. There's a belief system I didn't grow up in. I get made fun of for my beliefs and how I raised my children. And if you look at me and the crap I went through before I was their age, and the person that's talking crap to me and what they went through, what criminal records did they have, who did they hurt, who did they assault, who did they sexually assault, what did they steal, what did they kill before my kids are the age that they are, So what I did, you could think it's too strict. Sometimes people are too strict without reason, and the children do become, like me, rebellious. I got rebellious because there was hypocrisy, and there was being blamed for crimes I didn't commit from my mother. So I was like, why not have fun? If I'm getting a punishment for something I would never even think of doing, why not just do it? And I wouldn't do crimes, I'll take like 4 quarters off the fridge that she put up for my lunch money, thinking my regular lunch is going to cost me, $3.50. Take four extra quarters so I can get myself a bag of chips after school. And I told my mom, I confessed to my mom that I had been taking extra money. She goes, anything up there in that jar is your lunch money and your snack money. She had a job where they had a petty cash drawer. That was basically petty cash. No questions asked. And I was like, because I hardly, like, there was a big old jar of money up there. Like, I hardly took any of it. And if I went out of town on volleyball, my dad would give me a whole bunch of money to try to buy something. I always try to think of buying something for homecoming. I was in a breakout room with 3, and then there's another person, 4 people at my Juneteenth celebration last night. It was a Zoom event, and I was holding my phone, and I had told my boyfriend, like, oh my god, they just suddenly put us in this room. My thing is muted, and I don't have my camera on right now. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to participate. They want us to talk. And I went ahead and talked and had my camera on. And I see different black women with different hairstyles. And one had a little boy, which I wanted to kind of wave. But I felt subconscious because it's not like I'm in a place. It's like whoever's house we're at, you're in a room. You're not like chilling on a couch where, oh, let me take a phone call. Oh, let me get on this meeting. Even if you don't have a formal office or a kitchen that's separate, sometimes you have a front or back porch. Sometimes you have a formal office, a bedroom, an extra room, a sitting area in the hall that you can chill atop of the stairs. But with where we are at my place or his place, it's pretty much there's no privacy unless you go in a car. But then you have the people walking by you all day, and people cutting grass and cutting down trees and dogs barking. So I think of people that are having a luxurious house on a lake with a pool, and a hot tub, and multiple bathrooms, and a big kitchen. And it took us a week to figure out that he can cook ramen in his rice cooker. Like, sad. It's really sad. But I think about darker skinned people living in shanties and think about they're not necessarily slobs, but their place looks messy like ours because there's no cabinets, there's no closets, there's no plate. You're going to work, you need your work clothes, your kids need this, you need dishes. If you have all your dishes and appliances and food on the floor, you don't want critters getting, so you're like doing something organized, but it just looks sloppy. And you look at a luxury house, even if it's a simple apartment that costs $1,000 a month, there's a kitchen, there's a bathroom, there's a bedroom, there's a hot closet, and there's a living area with a TV, flat screen TV, maybe a little container with blankets in it, and a couch, maybe a chair, a little dining area, and you have this spot right here isn't your bed and your kitchen and your dining room and your entertainment center and your office with your printer right here. And that's so hard. So I think about these shanty, and I didn't want to just say, oh, there's movies that have Hispanics, there's some people in India or Nepal. It's like, I don't want to be stereotypical to say those people were poor, but it happened to be just those people's circumstance, whatever color or ethnicity they are. But I saw myself, and I know I'm fat. I know I'm 40 pounds heavier than I was before I started dating, which I'm devastated about. My hair is sloppy. My hair is not, it's not available. It's like it doesn't grow. These little hairs here are so short. It never ever grows. I have to stop wearing the headbands. I want to take the braids out. These hair ties that pull out and you hear curt. Like, oh shoot, there was a few long hairs there that are no longer present. It makes me mad. And I looked at myself and I saw these beautiful black women, and I looked and I saw beauty in my own face. And I was shocked. And I was I know the people inside the physical therapy could see me, but I looked at myself in the mirror. At physical therapy, they have mirrors. The first day I saw myself, I startled. I had my parents giving me a spare tire, and shirts were all, when you get chubby, your shirt goes up and your pants slide down, and you got your underwear hanging out. Like, you gotta, like, we have a mirror that you can barely see here. And that's when I got fat before, was when, like, here I had a mirror that went here up. And I hadn't seen, even if my waist gets like this, stays like this, from the side, it goes out like this. Oh my God. I look like I have 6 babies in my belly sticking out. And my back and my hips. My butt and my hips are fat. It's like, yeah, you feel your clothes getting a little snug. You really don't know if it's shrunk in the dryer, but then you look in the mirror and say, oh my God, that thing, the sleeves were probably 3 or 4 inches before I gained all this weight. 3 or 4 inches of extra space. Now it's like broke. Coats don't fit. So once you get to that startle and you change seasons, try to put your old coat on it, you're mad, like me. Or you see oh, this is a size small. I look, and then you take it off, and it used to be like this, like a tank top, like this. Now it's like this because I'm so fat. When you take it off, it just looks like a sideways rectangle. Instead of, tank tops are cute when you can pull them down over your waist, and be like a shirt and not like a tube. Tube top is a different clothing item. That's not what the look I was looking for. But it's embarrassing to think when I lose this weight that I'll be having all these clothes ruined. And I don't even want to sell these clothes because someone gave me a bunch of clothes like that when they lost weight from tops and they were out. Like, I was like, why are all her clothes like that? And now it's happening to me. So I cannot wear, like, they were really bad. Like, I don't even know how to describe, like, I remember a blue shirt. It was cute. It was like a V-neck or something, and it was like a t-shirt, but it was like up to my belly button, and it went out. It just gets stretched out like that. That's all I want to say for now. I wanted to shut this off 15 minutes ago, but I'm grateful for those people. Bless them. I missed today's activity. I want to see if I can replay it right now. I want to do one of my meetings. It is the solstice. I don't know what anybody's doing. I usually am like working all the time, which I need to do. I don't know why I've been so exhausted. It's usually the winter solstice that I get exhausted. But I don't know. This year there's something weird going on. Work smarter, not harder. I was like, I got to work harder. My mind's like, work smarter. But I think so much of how I could even work at all, how I can gain income, how I can get a job, how I can run my own businesses, that I don't even have energy left to actually do the work. And when the work comes, I got to trudge and drag my feet to get each step done. And the last thing I want to say, I was in a car accident in 2014. The police officer wrote non-injury accident on my form. I was mad. He did explain that. I was severely injured, spinal injury, whiplash, and I have one of my eyes is sore. It's been sore since the accident, and my ear too, but it's been ringing in my ear, and they said that, oh, it's a brain issue. The accommodation problem is not your eye, it's your brain from the car accident. And when she started talking and going into details about what was going on, I'm a doctor myself, and I knew that I had gotten a concussion. I knew that things were different with balance and with proprioception and with sight and with sound and with ringing in my ears and with balance and feeling and nerves. Muscles would not work. Feeling things, feeling heat did not work. Feeling pain I could feel, but sharp. If I touched the stove, I'd burn myself. Accidentally touched stuff. I couldn't feel the heat, but as soon as it started burning me, I felt the pain. So you go to the doctor and they poke you with a toothpick, they're like, well, you can feel that. I was like, I know, I can feel the pain, but I can't feel the pressure. I cannot feel the hot and cold until it hurts. And I knew, like, the car accident people, the insurance people say, try to have this independent medical exam say, she's lying. She's making it up. There's no pain. There's no injury. Every one of my results and my doctors, comparing my body before and after with the same chiropractor and my imaging, all came back abnormal. And still to this day, they're telling me, I'm like, I'm not trying to think about the car accident right now. So they're already telling me, oh, you're old, you're over 40, you need reading glasses and all this stuff. I'm not trying to think about that right now. But to know that I got a couple $1,000s to pay back my chiropractor, that I owed money for the car accident because I had to get up and drive and go to the store and go to work every day and go to school. When I went to chiropractor, the pain and the numbness and the tingling didn't go away and the weak muscles. But she made it bearable. She made it a couple notches better, which made it was almost intolerable, but it made it almost tolerable. You see what I mean? It nudged me towards some kind of sanity. It's how these people lie and how these people get out of paying for my health care. You see, oh, we come up with a plan. It's 4:45 on Friday afternoon. You have 15 minutes to print, sign, and fax this back to us, or you lose it. And you have to read the fine print. You have to accept this amount of money, and you can never ask for money for the rest of your life because this. You can't go to a doctor. You can't have your insurance. You have to pay out of pocket for the rest of your health care that involves the car accident injury. So it's like a couple times a year go to acupuncture, pay out of my pocket for a car accident injury. Because if you can't go with your insurance, they will find you and within 6 years and say, oh, you hurt your toe in a car accident. Well, you came in and the doctor diagnosed as a sore toe or jam toe. Like, oh, well, you're going to have to pay out of pocket. We're not going to cover that. Car accident insurance people should have covered it. It's like, you don't think, but they have 6 years to pay, to charge you. When they go through your charts and read them, what the ailment was. And I called my lawyer. I said, what? I'm like, why didn't you tell me any of this stuff? I'm finding all this stuff out on my own before the deadline. Looking up all this blog posts and Reddit and all this people off the street writing their experience. My own lawyer can't even sit in an appointment and tell me, well, he takes $3,000, $4,000. Give my lawyer or my chiropractor her money. Try to use any pennies that I got to get myself a TENS unit since I couldn't go to the doctor anymore. And I'm grateful, like, at least I have the TENS unit. Like, someone's got to change the batteries out of that sucker or they leak. But that's what I wanted to say right now. This is a Saturday check-on. It's solstice. Juneteenth was yesterday. My one friend didn't know what it was. I wouldn't have known what it was if it wasn't for the Recovery Miracles Club telling us that there's a parade going on right after the meeting. And I was going to go last year. So before I hang up, I went out to the yard. I was thinking yesterday, what happened after 2016? You're hanging out with your friend. What happened? Your kids stopped going places with you. They stopped going to the beach. They stopped going to restaurants. They stopped going to camping. We used to go to get invited to pool parties with their friends. I would just kind of invite myself, and we'd get invited to different things. We'd go to church functions just because if you actually heard about it, you could go. They try to exclude us from a lot, but they did exclude us from a lot. But I went years. I asked the kids, you want to go camping? You want to just, oh, we didn't coordinate our days off. Oh, she wants to stay home and rest or clean her room. Or, oh, shoot, there's inspection. Cancel that trip I was going to take. Oh, there's a forest fire. We don't want to leave the house. The animals. And I said, what did I do different? Why didn't I go to that Juneteenth celebration last year? I was going to go see a DJ. Why? Because I was dating somebody. And I kept having this to-do list of stuff I wanted to do with him. And he kept blowing me off. Sit at home watching the news all day and then exercise and work a couple hours a day during the week. And I said, oh my God. Go to a couple meetings. And don't get me wrong, I had fun last summer. I said, I want to do something. It's nice outside. I want to go out. I want to go to the park. I want to go to a nature trail. I don't want to do this. I turn the air conditioner on. Fine. Then finally, we were talking about detachment and Al-Anon. I had to get over it. And I went and signed up for my Duolingo German in Tacoma, Washington. For the night of Shadow-In, I believe. Use the weight room pool, literally like the last 40 minutes before I was supposed to check out. This guy called me, why aren't you at my house? Why did I not tell you I was in Tacoma? And then I still had to go to a couple hours to the event. And it was fun, drove back home. Traffic wasn't that bad. I think I hit the traffic the day before a little bit later, rush hour traffic than I wanted, because apparently in Tacoma, you get the Seattle rush hour. You want to get there, you don't want to get there, you don't want to be driving through there after 2. And then I did a make-believe trip to Vegas the fees of the flights were starting to double. So I said, book it. I booked a flight to, I had slept. There was a black woman sleeping next to me on the airplane. I think it was only 2 seats. I think there might have been 3. And I grabbed it. She was asleep, and I grabbed my crackers or whatever, and I gave them to her. Whatever. So I don't eat them anyway. So I grabbed her own so I could take mine back to my kids. Like, this is the only prize that I'm taking back to my kids unless I win some money with the slot machines, which I don't know how to use. Like, it's not just like, so I like the ones with the handles, but they're not mechanical. It's still digital. I don't understand it. And then it was 2 times, 5 times, all these different buttons you're supposed to push. It says it's 5 cents, and then it wants you to put $2.20 in. You play once, and you're done. I was like, what happened to 5 cents? Pull the thing. Did you win or not? Like, you got 5 tries with 5 cents. Like, what happened to that? Where real money actually came out. So all these little tickets. Like, I won 20 cents. Like, go back, stay alive for my 20 cents with little coupons. I did that though. I didn't take pictures of any of them. I don't think. And then flew back home. Went dancing in Vegas. It was so fun. And then I want my life. Like, maybe it's like they talk about witches and people changing into vampires. Like, I remember the day I changed. I was like, where's the day I changed? I was dancing techno music in Vegas, like outside Caesar's Palace, like alone. It's like do. It's like, what if that's like the manifesting of a Mia that God wants me to be? Like, I'm gonna marinate. I talked about marinate. I'm gonna ruminate on that. I hope my partner's okay. Um, but I'm just thinking that in my mind, like, but I can go out. When you're with a boyfriend, you're like, why are you looking at that chick? Why are you looking at that chick? Who's texting you? Your ex-girlfriend's texting you? Like, I'm always like, paranoid someone's gonna cheat on me. But then I realize there's things in my life that people did to me, and I'm hurt by it because I can't believe someone would do that to me. I would never think of doing that to them. Even if I did, I wouldn't do it. If the thought came into my mind, I love them, cared for them, felt like there was a union. Even if I didn't like them, I still wouldn't cheat on them. If they were out screwing around with women or men for that matter, I wasn't screwing around with anybody. Even if I knew they were doing it, I thought you need to end the relationship before you go. Like, even my daughter, I had a crush on someone. She didn't even want me liking somebody when I was legally married and legally separated, living not seeing the person for 3 years. She's like, wait till that paper is signed, and I respect that. Because that's another thing that I taught my kids, and they can go around and teach me. Someone say, why not? Your partner got rid of you. Why not go date other people? But you ever get on online dating and you see someone's separated? Are they really separated, or is their wife at grandma's house with the kids for the weekend? like it's a little bit shady. Waiting for the paperwork to go through. Like, you don't know like what kind of friends with benefits they have with their ex. Like, you don't know if it's over. Is it over? If they're legally separated and they have friends with benefits with, that's different, but you don't want to be like, oh, I'm dating this married man. Like, that's just weird. You get pregnant. Like, this weird stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Relationship, share the kids, deal with business, family, going to the same church. That's one thing. But that piece of paper is weird. My daughter didn't like it, even with the legal separation, which is illegal documentation. But that Vegas, those pictures, and accidentally, please forgive me, I had my flash on with all of the stuff. I've never felt more comfortable. And I was by myself. My kids weren't with me. I could sleep. I could get up. My partner was on the phone with me a lot. He was new. I had just met him about 2 or 3 times. I don't even know. So I'm trying to think, was it before or after July 4th? I really feel like it was before the 4th of July. Because he thinks I met him like July 23rd or something like that. I don't even remember my clean and sober day last year, July 4th. I don't remember going to a meeting or anything. I think it took me like 2 weeks to get a key tag or to get a coin. Because then somebody Somebody wanted me to chair a meeting, or they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew I would have had you chair the meeting. And then I stopped going to the meeting because someone was using the N word around me. And then I said, they go, next time you come, I want you to chair. And I didn't come back for like a year. Oh, that was a couple years ago. I didn't come back for like a year. Then I went back to reconcile and be forgiving. And then I got invited to chair like that. I was like, I owe them that. Like, people get mad when you don't share because they think that you have a story to help people with their program and that you're being selfish if you don't share it. But I feel like people don't like me and that I'm not, like, the cliquey girls are with the cliquey girls and then I'm alone. And then the men are doing whatever they're doing, fishing, and it leaves me as a domestic single parent, cooking, cleaning other people's toilets, you know what I mean? With a doctoral level degree in a clinic down the street that's full of dust, literally. Now it's double the time that I want it to be. I'm going to pray to God and try to call my doctor by